Welcome to Side of Side Art Nation. This is Frank, and I'm doing the 30 Days of Making Mini Comics Challenge. There is a playlist in the description below. And also, just go to my playlists, should be there. And yeah, so I started last week. This is a challenge that I started actually a year ago. And so this is round two. I went to work on some mini comics. And I just got a notification. Peter Palmieri is live with Dave Blink. so, uh, yeah, so there's a comic story that I'm gonna be working on, and I'm also doing some other comic related stuff, mini comic related. So it's hey, I wanted to do it again, and maybe get some new stories out. So I started last week. I worked on. I did a page for the Wildcat anthology. I'm doing at least an 8-page story, and I got the first page done. And just yesterday, I worked more on it, and I was working on the a panel for the page 2. And so I was gonna call it a wash. I actually recorded a video. I think it was yesterday. Actually, I recorded one on Sunday, and I held off on it, and I recorded on Monday. But I was doing work on it. So what I decided is, um, for myself, I'm just gonna do some makeup days. I might work on doing like 2 or 3 pages in a day, or just getting more and more work done. But the whole basis of this is, if you want to get into comics, you and you got a big story, and it's kind of daunting. You can start small and do some mini comics, and doing the mini comic, you're gonna find out quickly if this is something you want to do. Because if you're not having fun, if it's just dragging you down, you're not gonna want to do a bigger comic, so, a bigger story. So I think a mini comic, it's good to start you off. You can get your feet wet and learn pretty quickly. Like, I like this, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Maybe do a bigger story. Maybe either just continue making mini comics, or work on bigger stories. Go back and forth, whatever. you whatever you think. Uh, if you at least make one comic in this challenge within the span of 30 days, if you do it in 1 day or 2 days, hey, you completed. You made it. You got it done. You know, you want to do more, you can. If you want to work on one, like each day work on something new, like a certain aspect, like day one you work on a story, day two you're thumbnailing, day three you're doing rough pencils, and so on. It's up to you. I leave it loose like that, so you have freedom to do what you want to do within those 30 days. Um, and this is just a smaller scaled down version of the 100 Days of Making Comics created by Kevin Cross, and which I've done that challenge 3 times. Uh, I think I like successfully did it like 100 days worth one time, but all those 3 times I did get things done. I did get my comic finished. So and there were like smaller stories, but yeah, like I just decided to do this because I thought it would be a little easier and less daunting, but still challenging. So the reason I was gonna call it a wash because there were about 2, maybe 3 days. I think I was kind of cutting it close on the third day where I didn't do any work on it, any work on any story and any mini comic. Um, Nothing creating new comics. Uh, but I was doing comic related stuff, and the reason for that wasn't just I just didn't want to do it or I got lazy. Um, my comic, Captain Goggles and Mask Woman, which I still have copies, and yeah, oh here it is. I was looking for a specific copy. Last week in the middle of the week, I got it. um, so I was just doing a lot of work, getting this listed on Etsy, uh, getting the PDFs listed on Gumroad, and I did find out like after the fact um, that I could also put it up on Etsy as a digital comic. I already had Gumroad first, and I had already stuff up on there, so I kind of just stuck with Gumroad, and also I didn't want to confuse people. It was like why one is cheaper than the other, and they're expecting like oh like I'm gonna get this comic a lot cheaper. So like you know what I don't want to cause any confusion. So that's why I have it separate. Later on, I might just put the digital on the Etsy store. Uh, just having everything in one place. But yeah, just filling out orders, doing the listings. I even posted some pages on my coffee account where you can just see the first few pages of that. I'm gonna have to go back and uh, check that because I think there are some broken images, but uh, you know you still get the gist of the story. And I think it was like 8 pages that I was posting. This is a in total of cover and interiors and everything, like inside covers, back covers. It's 32 pages. Uh, so I was just gonna post the first 8 pages, and so I think there's maybe like 5 or 6 there that are viewable. But yeah, you can go check that out. So you're gonna see like, oh, what does this look like? What's this story? You can read part of it there, and you can get the digital copy or the physical copy. But yeah, it's stuff like that I've been doing. So there were times where that just took precedence. So like I wasn't able to work on something. I opened up the the file and like, oh, I need to fill out an order. I also do sketches on the board backing. Uh, so that was taking time because I was doing like I was doing quite a few sketches. um, so yeah, so I was gonna call it a wash, but uh, I think like late Sunday night and Monday morning, and today I just got back into the groove of working more on the couple of comics. So I am working on the story for the Wildcat anthology. It's a Captain Courage and Wildcat crossover. So I got a panel done yesterday that I like how it came out. There are some pictures up on Instagram, so you can go check that out. Right now, I'm actually taking a comic I already did, a mini comic, and what I'm doing is I'm resizing the page and I'm coloring it. So I'm working on that now, and it's actually a mini comic that I was working on last year, which is already done. It's already completed. It is the Captain Courage in the Armor of God, and that was the dialogue in that is like 99.9 scripture. There's only like one word or 2 words that isn't scripture, but it's just something that Captain Courage says. So yeah, that's more something that I give out in church, or I pretty much just give that out for free. It's like a little mini comic. It is a mini comic, but yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm resizing it and I'm coloring it. I got some of it done already because I it is 8 pages. So I'm thinking like that would look nice as something like this, and so when I give it out, I don't want to like what I do. I staple them. But that's time consuming, and the reason I do that is because it's a lot. This one specifically, it's mostly kids that they're like, oh, I want it, so they unfold it and then they can't fold it back. So that's why I staple it like this. It's already stapled. It's already formatted like that, so they're not confused. So they would just be like, oh, cool. And it'll be a short. It'll be thin, so it'll be 8 pages. So that might cost a little less to print. Yeah, it's something I'm working on, and also there's another anthology in the works, and this is with a group of Christian comic creators, writers, artists on Facebook. Uh, and one of them had an idea for an anthology, and then actually I've been wanting to do something like that for a while, something with Captain Courage. So when uh, this popped up, I was like, well, I have a Christian comic, pretty much ready to go. So, and I showed some pages, and they're like, oh, that's good. Like that'll work. So I do want to do a story just for that. Like, hey, you know what? I can get this out in an anthology, which this was going to be an anthology in an anthology originally, just a different anthology. And this is two different groups, but you know what? Hey, it'll finally be in an anthology. It'll be faith based, so it'll be in good company. It won't be just out of the blue, like, oh, there's a Christian story in here, uh, like, and this other stuff isn't Christian. Uh, I think from what I'm seeing, it is Christian. I think some of the stories, uh, some of the ideas are interesting and like kind of like are a little bit in the middle, like not necessarily Christian, but like faith based. Has a moral message. So you know what? I think that's fine. That's good. So yeah, so I'm working on that. So I actually have a page here, and it's the cover, so I'm going to show that. And, oops. Sorry. So yeah, so I'm just coloring. This will be fairly simple, fairly easy. Um, so I'll be able to kind of knock this out, and take your two birds with one stone, have it as a submission for this anthology, which it's only right now just starting. People are just getting some ideas. But if I can get this submitted earlier, great, and gives me time also to work on another story for it. And I think the minimum is 8 pages, so I can get another mini comic out of it. Um, so yeah. Also working on the Wildcat, which I showed the pictures, but let me see if let me go grab at least the cover. Oh, no, the cover, the first page. Did I save it? Yes, I did. Which again, that is on Instagram along the second page. So I'm gonna show this. There we go. So there's Captain Courage. It's Captain Courage and Wildcat. Yeah, being able to do this and say, hey, I want to put Captain Courage in here. It's getting the juices flowing again, getting back to Captain Courage, and the submission I'm doing for that Christian anthology. It is a story I already have, but it is Captain Courage. It's just it's more of like not a parody, but how you have uh, the different versions of Batman. So you have like the Dark Knight, the Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Rest of that Batman. You have uh, Michael Keaton, and then it kind of turns into Val Kilmer and George Clooney, and those are different Batmans. So different worlds. Uh, I like to think of it like that. The mini comic version, the one that I'm doing primarily for a Christian audience, but anyone can just pick it up and get something out of it because it's Bible messages. Like this one, the armor of God is just that scripture, the armor of God. Uh, but some of these other stories, the original story I did of Captain Courage and this one that I'm doing, uh, still faith based, but there's more action. There's other characters. There's a story plot. So getting back into that and doing some stories, and I'll have to ask CB for permission since I am doing this for the Wildcat anthology, and I am going to do my best to get that done so it makes it in there. Also, last I checked, I think we are at 5 days, or not we, because I'm technically not a part of it yet, but they are at 5 days. Uh, uh, it needs to be funded in 5 days, and it is at $700 last I checked, and I think that was yesterday. Uh, so back it the that book. It's going to be a great book. There's a lot of great artists in there, great writers. I've seen a lot of their work. There's some pages up there you can see. It's a really good looking book. I mean, honestly, between you and me, shh, don't tell anyone. I don't know if this really is up to snuff, but I'm gonna do my best and get it in there. Even if I'm not able to get it in there, like I said, I'm gonna give it my all. Um, Still going to turn it into an ash can, send it out to CB, and I will ask CB whether it gets in there or not. If I can use this for a Captain Courage book, and that's actually my plan. Getting back to Captain Courage, continuing the story that is in the the first 9-vote anthology, the superheroes themed book, which if you want to pick up a copy of that anthology, I am sorry to say that I just found out it is out of print along with 2 other volumes. But if you want to see my Captain Courage story, I will be making uh, it available as a PDF. But I am going to uh, go back and do some work on it, and make a little turn that into a story because I have a couple of other stories. One that's already made, one that I was in the process of making, and also continuing that particular story. So I have stories in the works that I'm gonna go back to and work on. Right now, they have a little break from Captain Goggles and Masked Woman, which I'm also gonna be doing work on that, but I'm gonna schedule it out a little bit better. Uh, um, but yeah, so that's what I want to do with these 30 days. Um, Work on some Captain Courage stories, get something out where I'm able to like print out these mini comics. I want to do some more fun videos and experiment with some other formats. So not just the 8 page, but do ash cans, do 4 pages. I'm thinking also 1 page or just one panel comics. So there's stuff I want to do, and there's stuff I do still want to do with Captain Goggles and Magical Man that I think would work great in a one panel comic strip type of thing, where it could be either or, canon or not canon to what we're doing now, Warp Anchor 7. It could still connect to this story. Uh, yeah. So, so yeah. I got some plans. I got some ideas. I will do a video specifically talking or just saying what the 30 Days of Mini Comics is, and inviting people to join in, and the different ways that they can do it, and just so it's a standalone video that I can point to, that is like, hey, go to this video. Uh, but yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Let me know. I did miss 3 days. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing this like posting a video a week or maybe twice a week with some updates. But you know, you think should I start over or just keep on going? And I'll just do a couple of extra days, or I'll do uh, a day where I'm just going on overtime and getting pages done. So let me know what you think. But yeah, if you want to join in, join in. You don't need to wait for a certain day. Just join in, have some mini comic fun. Make comics, not excuses. We'll see you next time.